Hello everybody, this is Paul over here, and this is going to be the first of, I hope to be, many little videos that I'm going to make for you guys about me just, sitting here ranting about my favorite games. And yeah, so for the first one, I decided to do Fire Emblem Awakening. It's a pretty sweet game. It's a strategy RPG, and pretty much it follows along the stories of just gonna save the world, but we're gonna have our friends save the world with us, and everyone's happy. That kind of thing. Well, there's a bunch of twists and turns and stuff in the game, but what good RPG doesn't have those, right? That's alright. So about this game. Is really good. I like it, like, a lot. And it wasn't even until, like, my second playthrough of it that I really realized, like, how good this game actually is compared to, like, other ones. Now, well, let me rephrase that. I don't normally do too many of strategy games, especially, like, in the past or anything like that. I only really started playing these, like, currently. And but I really feel as though this one adds a lot to it, so that way there's a lot more to focus on besides like all the strategy parts of it. For a strategy game though, everything is there, everything works good. They follow a rock paper scissors system in which you got swords, axes, and spears, and in a circle they're weak against each other. A sword strong against axes, axes strong against lances, and lances strong against swords. So it follows that rotation normally. And then they throw in some other classes as well, like you got your mages, and then you got your archers, just little things to sort of mix it up. But one thing I really like about the Fire Emblem series, which when I first heard of this feature, I kind of didn't even want to touch it because of this, but permadeath. And it's really scary because it's like, when you got a game with permadeath, once that character is dead, they're gone. They're gone, and you can't get them back. I mean, unless of course you accidentally hit the reset button. But it strikes a chord in you, and I find this game to sort of be like an emotional roller coaster in that sense. With this game in particular, I think it hits home pretty hard, because aside from the actual strategy RPG section of the game, there is a whole other aspect of which you build relationships between your units. And it's all explained through dialogue, and so there's sort of like a progression story between each character as the game goes on, and the more times you pair up units with each other, the more the relationship builds with each other. So you're getting enthralled in this story that's like in front of you. And when you throw in permadeath, that just hits it all the more home. It definitely hits you there, like, super hard, and it's like, you just cringe every time someone dies. It's kind of like a Pokemon Nuzlocke, where you follow the rules that once your Pokemon faints, they're gone, and you can't use them anymore. And I think it might be just a little bit worse than a Nuzlocke, only in the sense that, with a Nuzlocke, your own imagination is what creates the whole bond with your Pokemon. However, I feel as though with this game here, since you're actually watching their stories unfold around you, you get more attached to what those characters are putting forward. And I don't know, they just seem a little more relatable, probably because they're human-type people instead of these creatures. Pikachu! And it just really hits harder, in my opinion, when these people die and everything. Now, say you take like another game like XCOM. XCOM has permadeath as well. The thing that's actually cool about this one is that there are no specific recurring characters. Like, everything is different. Like every character is like randomly named, randomly looks different. I mean, you can still customize them or anything, but they're different people like every time. And you get to, you get attached to them in your own mind, based on what you're imagining that person's personality is, what they will say and everything like that. So you do get a certain amount of attachment. However, the game itself doesn't really tell you that. It doesn't really tell you what this person would say. It doesn't tell you what that person would say. So you really don't have like a solid base to really put your opinions on each character based on what the game is telling you. Either way, it's an interesting feature, and it definitely adds more stress to each battle, because now every decision you have could potentially have a crazy consequence by not by having your favorite characters not survive in the whole long run. But other than that, the game is still like good. I mean, the gameplay's awesome. The graphics look really sweet. The cutscenes look really amazing. It's a really, really nicely done game, like graphics-wise. And the story, again, it's all let's save the world type thing, but it's a pretty darn good story. The character development is really, really nicely done. And the cool thing about this game too is that you're actually able to make your own person as well. Just choose how they look, choose how they sound, choose where your strengths and your weaknesses are. There's a good character customization there as well. And if you wanted to do something like make your own person, I made one of my staple character names for everybody is Duo. I made him. If I play through the game again, I'm going to use Mobius, which is my other name that I like to go by. In my latest playthrough, I actually made Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. Figured out a way to make someone look like that, and I don't know, it's really cool. You could just get your own take on it, and they're included in the story. It's not just like everyone else is talking and progressing the story, and you're just sort of there. You're actually included in it, and I won't spoil anything, but you play a pretty big role in the game. Expanding further upon the relationships aspect of this game, you're actually able to have certain characters marry each other, in which case you also get offspring, and whatever skills are between the two parents get passed down to that offspring, and they just become like modeled depending on who's paired up with who. So I mean, there is a little bit of a metagame there as far as like who to pair up with who to get like the best, the best possible combination and everything like that. But it's kind of fun just to play around. If you actually picture this person with this one as opposed to what was more strategically better, if you rather have it the way that you want to do it, you can still do it, and it'll still end up being a feasible people to use. Maybe. I don't know. I just like that feature. Pretty sweet. It's really cool. I really like it. So, in the end, I like this game. It's a very nicely done game, and again, play it. And if you have played the game, what do you guys think about it? What are the things you like about this game? What are the things that stand out to you? As far as the parenting goes, like who'd you pair up with who? How did you handle each situation in making the best partnership to make a great offspring? Just write down in the comments below. Just say something, dinguses. So with that, I will end this video now, and I'm gonna shut up. So until next time, guys, see you later.